All right. Big Ben, who needs censorship when Rumble just keeps winning? F YouTube. Thanks, Big Ben. Kurt, this is from Dave Delaray. Kurt, any thoughts on Cat Williams' recent revelation on Shannon Sharp's show?
Oh yeah, he was all that stuff he says is true. Except I think he's a little overly bitter at Kev. Like Kev's like.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
I didn't see any of this.
Like if you don't want to be part of the Illuminati, as you call it, like why are you mad that somebody else is? I think Cat's a way better comic, but I think he's a little bitter about. Like, now that you know the industry is shit, like, there's no need to be mad about not doing all the things.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm sure he was telling the truth about all the other stuff. And a buddy of mine, Richie Redding, opened up for him and I think posted a whole thing about it. He's a real generous dude, Cat.
I'll have to check that out. Back to Russ.
All right. So this is our last story of the evening. We wanted to end with a barn burner, literally. Officials warn Biden is leading the U.S. into a major Middle East war. U.S. officials told HuffPost that no one can rein in Biden and that Israeli officials are hell-bent on a war in southern Lebanon.
No one can rein him in.
Nobody.
Don't give him his talkie pills for the day.
You know, in the end, this is the problem with the way that we set up the system. The one area where a president pretty much has a free hand is in this in matters of war, particularly after 9/11.
Well, just tell him you're doing what he wants. I mean, I assume that's what they're doing anyway.
Yeah, but you know, he gets up in the morning. He thinks he's running the country. There's not too much you could do about it constitutionally. As tensions are soaring in the Middle East due to the brutal Israeli assault on Gaza, U.S. officials are warning that President Biden's decisions could lead to a major regional war. U.S. officials told HuffPost that if Israel provokes a full-blown war in southern Lebanon, the consequences could be catastrophic. Every scenario, quote, every scenario shows this would escalate into something terrible, whether in terms of counterterrorism or war with Iran, unquote, one official said.
Was this No Shit magazine?
Yeah, and really, I mean, you should be terrified reading this because if you got this high up the food chain that you're privy to these kinds of councils and meetings, and you're saying this, these people are true believers.
I know.
And they're saying this psycho is
going
going to end the world.
I tell Zoomers at every show, you're going to go fight. You're not going to gay your way out. We need you. I'm not going. I'm 46. This ain't Ukraine. You, the pink hair Zoomer, you're going to fight this one out.
I got pins in my ankle. I can't go.
We'll pay for your fake tits if you want, dude, but you're going. You're going?
The official said many in the Biden administration feared unconditional U.S. support for Israel could embolden Israeli officials to expand operations into Lebanon. Last week, Israel significantly escalated the situation by launching a drone strike in Beirut that killed a senior Hamas official who was involved in hostage negotiations.
Is that how they got him? So those hostages are still... They're arranging to get their hostages back, but decided to kill him instead of doing that?
Honestly, I don't think they care if they get the hostages back.
I know
hostages
they don't. Michael
great.
Rappaport tried to sell that
It's
on his
a great
Instagram.
pretext. It's a great pretext to do what they've wanted to do. Just like 9/11 was a great pretext for the deep state and our government to do what they'd wanted to do since the Nixon administration.
Yeah.
A lot
If
of
they
what's
get
in
the
the
hostages
Patriot
back, they're
Act
gonna have
was
to
sitting
stop
in a
the
drawer
violence.
in Dick Cheney's house.
If anything,
for
they don't
20
want him
years.
back.
If that,
No,
what's
they
that?
don't.
Yeah.
If anything, they
it's a
don't want him
problem.
back because once they get the hostages back, then they can't keep bombing. They can't keep moving
Right.
the people out.
Right. Quote, I've been trying to keep an avalanche from falling on Lebanon, and so have a lot of people, the U.S. official said. The problem is no one can rein in Biden. And if Biden has a policy, he's the commander-in-chief. We have to carry it out. That's what it comes down to. Very, very, very unfortunately.
What?
3 verys.
You
3.
didn't do
That's
that
a
when
lot of
Trump-
verys.
When Trump was in, they didn't say that kind of shit. Oh, the
No, Trump
president
only
said
gave
we
you 2
have to.
berries.
Well, Trump, it was 2
Trump was
verys, and they disobeyed his orders.
Yeah, but the senile one.
Well,
no getting around that guy.
because Biden has more institutional power and backing than Trump ever did. Trump was very isolated. Another U.S. official said that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer are, quote, hell-bent on seizing this moment to expand the war into southern Lebanon and deliver some mythical imagined death blow to Hezbollah.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
they
what
won't.
they're trying to do. They want to wipe out the Palestinians from this region.
Right.
And they figure, you know, if in 20 years people want to make a documentary about how wrong it was, well, go ahead.
While we're still fighting
By
it,
that
but
time, but oh yeah.
that's going to be Americans that they're counting on, because they must know the IDF sucks watching them fight. So the idea is America has to come in.
Right.
I've been watching all these phony reps. I can't remember her name. Noe or something. She was on Rappaport and she got on Tim Dillon. And she goes, after 9/11, we knew that Iran was behind it. This bitch is saying Iran did 9/11 with a straight
Still?
face. Currently?
What,
Her name
Wow.
is Noah
Wow.
something. She's one of these
hang on. She
influencers.
was on with Michael Rappaport?
She was well, he's got pictures with her, but she said it on Tim Dillon's podcast.
I see.
And just like the obvious manipulation of, oh yeah, we got to go fight Iran. Should we do that for you, Israel? Of course we should.
Right,
Iran was
right.
behind. They were the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Right. The U.S. has sent Biden's energy envoy, Amos Hochstein, who was born in Israel, to try to reach a diplomatic solution between Israel and Hezbollah, but no progress has been made. U.S. officials also told Politico that the administration is drawing up plans to respond to a protracted regional conflict. Lebanon is just one area where Israel's assault on Gaza is spilling out into the region, as the U.S. and its allies are threatening to strike the Houthis in Yemen over their attacks on Israel-linked commercial shipping in the Red Sea, and the U.S. is already in a low-level conflict with Shia militias in Iraq and Syria that could explode.
Oh yeah, U.S. ain't doing shit about that, by the way. That
Yeah.
turned out to be a big. We're not doing.
Well, I know
shit.
the Italy was like, yeah, you go ahead. We are gonna watch it from the shore. Instead of pressuring Israel to end its brutal assault on Gaza and ease tensions with Hezbollah, President Biden is opting for regional escalation as he continues to provide Israel with full-throated military and political support.
Deep-throated, I call it.
Yes, really. And 82% of Muslim voters in America have heard that cry and decided not to vote for him. The official speaking to HuffPost reaffirmed that the Biden administration is not considering placing any conditions on military aid to Israel.
Well, why would it?
Hang on. I thought Blinken said that they're trying very hard to get Israel to quietly.
Where Israel can't hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
So they're going, Israel, you should stop doing that. It's like, what? But nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. They're saying it too quietly.
Yeah. I said quiet. maybe shout it while you hold back money from them.
All those old Jews, they're hard of hearing. You have anything, Keaton?
I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's just an unbelievable nightmare. I mean, this is just an explosion of violence and the threat of violence. This reminds you of what Andrew Tate told Piers Morgan in that interview that he did. You know, he said we were told Trump was this madman who was going to get us all killed, and since he's been gone, we've had nothing but violence and death and war and threats. And I mean, you really just get the sense this can't go much longer. Like, it can't go much longer. We said on our show last night that, you know, we think if Biden gets a second term, which is thankfully pretty unlikely, but if he were to get a second term, he would probably at this rate go down as an even more destructive president than George W. Bush. If he spared a second term, Bush will probably go down as being worse. But if Biden got 2 terms, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. If there's even a history to go down in after Joe Biden is done.
He'd be the funniest. Go ahead, Kurt. He'd beat W. Bush in being the funniest, the most hilarious. Like right now, he's doing
especially at 86 or whatever he's going to be. Yeah.
Well, he's not going to finish that term. Like, on the very off chance that he won, you're getting President Harris.
Right. Well, then it's definitely the funniest.
That at least will be good for our business.
Should have a show called On the Spot.
That will be the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, On the Spot with Kamala Harris. Just, I didn't realize I was supposed to speak about anything. Let me make something up. We should do what we have done.
America, World War III has begun.
A friend in need.
All right. I think that is a show, except for super chats.
Right.
All right.
Come see me at Hyenas January 12th and 13th in Dallas.
All right. You hear that? Come
this
see Kurt at Hyenas in Dallas. What are the dates?
12th and 13th, Friday, Saturday.
All right. In Dallas. Keaton, where can we find you? Where do we find you, Keaton?
Well, thanks for I thought you'd never ask. We have a show called Do Dissidence.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. Do Dissidence on YouTube.
A couple of Jewish fellows, right? Well, three-quarters of
couple
Jewish
of self-hating Jews.
Yep.
A couple of guys look just like us over there.
Yeah. Well, everyone's got a doppelganger, they say.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All right, K-Man, thank you for joining us. Kurt, thank you.
Later.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank
you,
you
guys.
to Misha for super chats.
All right, we can actually go to a quick card and I'll get all set up. All right, everyone. I'm going to get through all of the chats, and I don't know, don't get used to this, but Russ is sticking around for it, so we'll be able to answer any questions that you may have asked.
First night.
We'll see.
Or as they say in Latin, prima nocta.
Prima nocta. Oh, I like that. Okay.
Meant something very different in medieval Europe.
What did it mean?
That was the right of the Lord to your bride on the night of your marriage.
And so it is. Amen.
So it is. Yeah.
Yes.
But we don't mean it that way. Don't worry.
All right. Agent Archer, this was never Zelensky's idea. Saying it was is just optics. Part of the plan was always to move more American companies into Ukraine. Remember the meetings with American arms manufacturers. Agent Archer again, the arms dealers want to move in because loose regulations plus low wage workers equals insane profits. Thank you, Agent Archer. Sparky, make Ukraine Russia again. Don't even leave a part named Ukraine lest it remain a NATO playground and carpetbagger money laundry plus becomes a BlackRock property. Sparky, you've been adding to this one.
That's how he does. We know Sparky.
You know Sparky too?
Oh yeah, man. He likes to rack them up one at a time.
Well, it used to just be, make Ukraine Russia again, and I feel like it just kind of kept building and building.
He got a second job.
Well, great job, Sparky. Thank you very much. Seamus Warren, is this report from No Shit Magazine? Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Seamus. P.W. Walker, Zelensky's plan B doesn't involve putting Hunter Biden in his cabinet for a ridiculous amount of money. Thank you, P. Walker. That was actually a question. I didn't read it like a question. I didn't see the question mark until the end. So
It read.
I could read it again and go kind of up at the end. Next time. Thank you, P.W. Walker. Seamus Warren, ever since Jimmy described Biden as a demented death rattle, the film Weekend at Bernie's comes to mind whenever I see President wheeled off, knowing Biden is an empty vessel. Thank you, Seamus. Boto Sawi, capitalism is a part of the problem, but the complacency of the electorate that is most at fault. We are the biggest part of the balance, but instead many of us have a preference for a red or blue boot. Thank you.
Story.
Thank you. Let's see, over to some of the super chats. Those were Rumble Rants. Jim, Yesrael equals Epstein Island 2.0. Mara Rose, where can I get Russell's tea? Mara Rose, I don't know if you heard it before, but I'll let Russ take it again just in case.
All right, so you could definitely get it at Amazon, but if you don't want to deal with pure evil, if you don't want that kind of evil in your life, if you just put in these keywords, there's a manufacturer that makes it. I think more than one. There are variations on this design. Like if you go into like Etsy or Cafe Press, one of those things, you'll be able to find this.
Okay. All right. Everybody get to YouTube searching, internet searching. Robert Penner, the Jan 6 gallows was a flimsy 4-foot prop, literally 3 boards barely nailed together. Brent Battlecam.
Well, that was why it didn't work.
I honestly, I couldn't even register what that meant. So, no, I'm going to ask you later. Brent Battlecam, Russ is much more likable. Okay. This is a compliment to you, Russ. Thank you very much. Thank you for the compliment, Brent. Sparky, Nick Ease, a screeching hag. Hey. I don't know who that is. Mara Rose, what's the bottom circle that Russell's T says? Please show. Thanks. You know what? So, Russ, the thing is that I believe our editor.
Oh, right. I'm not on.
He may have stepped away.
All right. So the bottom one is Fahrenheit 451.
Okay. Just so everyone knows, I believe Russ has some good T-shirts coming up in the next week. So
I do. I brought all my best T-shirts for the show.
Venus Life, what will take for Kurt? What will take for Kurt and the rest of the crew to use metric system?
You know, they were teaching metrics when I was a child, and then Reagan got elected, and he was like, "The hell with that commie shit. Feet and inches all the way, baby." I could do the conversion from Fahrenheit to Celsius when I was in 4th grade.
Oh, wow.
I can't do it now.
You know, I don't think SNL does a lot of great stuff anymore, but they did do a decent sketch recently about George Washington. Did you see that?
No.
Nate Bargatze, the comedian, he was hosting. He did about George Washington having the conversation that we'll just do inches, and it was pretty funny.
I mean, that sounds funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But usually
it's
SNL
not.
is so cringe. I just can't.
Yes, absolutely. John McCarthy, Max Blumenthal should announce a write-in campaign for president so we can force other candidates to debate him. Assword, is Kurt asking Russ to take a little snoop before we go?
How do you think I got through the show, man? I'm doing 6 days a week now, man. You do what you got to do out in Hollywood.
Right, there's your answer. Sparky, go Yemen, fight the power. Named My Taco says, I hope Russ and Kurt make sci-fi references.
I mean, we did.
Yeah, you got some. You got
some
maybe
sci-fi fantasy. Yeah.
Can the people expect more?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's going to be a great week for you. Named My Taco. Edward, that's from last week. Okay, let me refresh. We have no idea how many more there will be when I refresh this. Okay, David, Orle, muchachos, thank you for the truth. Assword, if nothing else, you have an epic screenshot of Keaton, Max, Russ, Krups. I think that's Kerp. Yeah. But I like Krups, holding his armpits plus an 1/8 of Aryan on TV.
Yeah.
Agent Archer, awesome show so far. Great job, everyone. Even Kurt Pease. Russ, where did you get that shirt? Everyone loves the shirt.
Asked and answered.
Crazy Girl, thank you for all of these donations and emojis. Veritas, my three favorite juice. Great show, guys. A goy down under. Love you, Kurt. You evergreen legend, you. Assword. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Bacon, egg, and bacon for Max picking up. Hello. Right. Christos. Support Max and Aaron for their fight for peace. Not as much with your money, but more by sharing Gray Zone videos. Chris, love the Ken Ham deep cut, Kurt. I grew up going to his insane seminars in evangelical circles. Was he big with the JWs too? Kurt's not in the room, so you don't get the special treatment that you get with Russ right now. Musically assured destruction. Never forget the erection at the Capitol. It definitely says erection.
It was very stiff.
At the Capitol on October 6th. Just like Chuck Schumer said.
That was a hard situation.
George Gunnell. Don't forget the squad gave the small capital PD a bunch of zeros. I don't know. Is this $2 trillion in extra supplemental funding thereafter? Thank you, George B. Congratulations, Russ. Nailing it.
Thank you, man.
Virtuoso. Just curious.
Oh, yeah, man.
One of your regulars.
Yep.
Just curious, was that Harry Dunn campaign ad directed by Zack Snyder?
You know, that's a good call, man. It definitely has a Snyderverse look to it.
Benny Massimo. 3 things everyone knows. 1, 9/11 was an inside job. 2, by the way, there's so many things that we have to avoid reading with super chats.
Yes.
But we're not on YouTube right now.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, if it's not like a personal insult to anybody.
Right. So I think I'm safe to say.
You can say it. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Yes, I think so too. We'll see after today. January 6th was a PSYOP. That's 2. 3, the MSM is corporately owned arm of the establishment. Thank you, Benny.
Yeah.
Will S., to paraphrase the Joker, where does Russ get all those wonderful t-shirts? They are double plus good, soothing like a dose of Soma at a fire.
I'm such a dork. I got every word of that.
Oh, did you? What is Soma at a fire? I don't even know. To me, it just sounds like
Soma's Brave New World.
Oh, I thought it was a muscle relaxer.
The double plus good is a Clockwork Orange reference. Wow. Oh, no. That's 1984. That's 1984.
Oh, double plus good. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's doing the shirt. But where?
Oh,
and then he did the fire
happening.
at the end.
Okay.
That was the Fahrenheit 451.
Okay. Wow.
Nice, man. Nice. You got a smart crowd
a lot
over
of
here.
Code talking here. Aspen Fallen, Harry Dunn, as in the character from Dumb and Dumber. Is that his name in Dumb and Dumber? I don't remember.
Is it?
Maybe.
I don't know.
John McCarthy, Tucker Show was canceled the very next episode after he covered Joe Biden's paramilitary raid on the peaceful Uhuru movement.
Oh, right.
Mary Rose, LOL, just literally got a text ad from Harry Dunn. You did too.
Yo, I forgot to mention that on the show. While I was doing that segment, I got a text from Harry Dunn. You know why? Because Bernie Sanders sold us all out. He said he wasn't going to give our emails.
Your emails, all your information.
He gave our emails. He gave our information. That's why you keep getting these.
Luckily, I didn't get any.
You didn't get any?
I didn't get any. Lorianne.
They don't need your kind.
They don't. Lorianne, courage. Oops, wrong show.
Yeah, that's how I sign off. Dissidence with a prayer bowl.
You got a lot of fans here today, Russ.
That's very nice of them to turn up.
Phantomus Fanto. Imagine Cat Williams as a guest and Dude Door Kurt. I think that means that you would all be on the show together.
All of us was.
Yes.
Yeah.
One Man Army's Swamp Party. Sam Cedar has been talking trash again. Ooh. That's okay. I'm like looking at the I'm not gonna continue with that one.
All right.
Venus Life Fahrenheit is a devil work. Please use metric system. Okay. Hamad, I love the 2 Jews. They are amazing. We need more venues like them. Thank you, Hamad. And Hannah, gonna be a Defeat the Deep State rally 217 in DC. Hannah, Benjamin, nice to catch a live stream after work on time. Being East Coast is hard on a working man. Also, it says 5th super chat, but I only ever did 2. Inflation working in many ways than 1. Thanks, Obama. Wesley Russell, Biden picked the Mother Emanuel AME Church because that was the church where 9 parishioners were killed by Dylan Roof in June 2015. He's seeking the black vote with Clyburn behind him.
Okay, so why was that crowd so white?
Right,
because really it was a vastly majority white church, right. And you know, I give gospel tours in Harlem, or I did before I started doing this full time. So until last week, basically. And that was my very last tour, actually, was a Harlem gospel tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on December 31st.
Less white in that church?
Well, see, there's the thing. I mean, this is part of, yes. But there's, well, actually, no, because that church packs out with the tour groups.
Okay.
So actually, very few of the people in that church are members of that church. But yeah, I mean, it's a peculiar American thing that if it's, you know, the Catholics, because they've been around for a couple of thousand years, tend to be more mixed. Where Protestant churches, because of the history of Christianity in America, tend to be black or white. So that's why seeing that, I mean, I assume they just invited a lot of Biden supporters in, and that's not the normal community at that church, if that's, you know, if Dylan Roof targeted it. But that's why I was looking at that. I was like, because usually Protestant churches are white or black with very little crossover. So I said, did he pick a white church in South Carolina? Why would you do that? But that makes more sense.
Well, thank you, Wesley. Mescalito. Oh, you know what? We read that one already. I will do one more refresh. I will check out Rumble Rants, see if I missed anything. I do know there were a couple at Rockfin I didn't catch. Hopefully the Rockfin people move it over too. Tom Hutchinson says, how hard is it to shout down a senile pedophilic zombie being kept alive with Adderall and adrenochrome anyway? Thank you, Tom. And JVB says, you guys are nailing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I got the Rockfins. This was my final. Okay, right. Obviously, it wouldn't have been any more on YouTube. We're not on YouTube. That was silly of me. Checking Rumble Rants. This is it. This is it.
Last call for alcohol.
I don't want to miss anybody's, but I also, okay, here we go. Did you see Matt Taibbi's Iowa coverage? He didn't know what little Debbies are. If even the best intentioned and most honest journalist knows nothing about the Midwest.
You know what little Debbies are?
I didn't see it.
You know, next time I talk to Matt, I'm going to bring that up. Thank you.
Let's see. Dave. I'm trying to see. Did we read this one? Nope. Okay. Dave Delaray.
Yeah.
I fucking hoped you would have Max on. And guess what? That was very satisfying. Where can I get that shirt? JK, LOL.
I'm assuming you wrote that before I answered it.
Yes, he did. Sparky says, "Viddy well."
Yeah, that is a
reference you also understand?
Reference.
Okay.
Viddy well, me little droogies.
Well, I am going to expect lots more references I do not understand in the coming days. Seamus Warren, in third quarter 2021, CEO of One America Insurance Company, revealed excess... Oh, that's right. We're on Rumble. It's okay. Excess deaths of working-aged people between the age of 18 and 64 was 40% higher than it was before the pandemic. Thank you for that bit of good news, Seamus. Okay, I think that's
every
it for
day
real.
when I wake up, I'm a little surprised, frankly.
That you're with us.
Yeah, because I got the third shot.
Oh, did you?
Because I was staying at a friend's house. It was like out of the question not to. She was totally like, I couldn't stay there if I didn't get it.
Well, we had Steve Kirsch on the show recently. I don't know if you're familiar. But
yeah.
Okay, yeah, and he had his last interview. I left feeling a little bit more hopeful because it seemed like he had certain months. Like if you got past this many months after your vaccine, you should be safe.
I'm hoping that's how it works out.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
At least after the third one, I was like, I that's it. That's it. I wouldn't have done the third one.
But
It was. I would have done the first two, which in retrospect I wouldn't. But at the
Same,
time,
yeah.
but the third one, no. Like if I had not been staying with her, I definitely wouldn't have done it. But you know,
Well,
too late now.
She doesn't sound like that wasn't a very nice thing to do. This lady.
She's a lovely person, you know.
But
Like
she's a lovely
she took me in at a time when there was a people who watch do Dissidence will know this story. My old landlord had his mentally ill son living in both apartments on the first floor, and he was just torturing the people in the building, like literally rubbing shit on the walls in the middle of the pandemic. I'm not even kidding. He literally, because finally he suckered somebody into buying this building without telling him anything about what was going on. That new landlord, it took him about a year, which is fast for New York. That guy just got evicted December 29th.
Wow.
He just got out. So I couldn't take it. With the pandemic, being locked in the building and never knowing what I was going to find, she took me in. So I can't speak against her.
Right.
But it was a condition of being
Right.
there. I had to get the third shot.
Shit on the walls.
Yeah.
And potentially on you.
I said, you know what? Third vaccine.
Third vaccine.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, I think that's it. That's it. I've got everybody's. You would probably be able to say goodbye to Russ if Andrew's here, but he's got a background that we probably shouldn't see. So
all right, thank you, everybody.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit